I mentioned De Bruyne because I feel like this was the moment
Yeah.
where he now comes and sits at the top table with the midfielders. And
he got
he failed.
injured.
No, man. How was his 35 minutes? Yeah, he got injured, didn't he? Tell me about his 35 minutes.
He got injured, Abdullah.
Missing.
And it wasn't that bad. Anything you're making it seem like...
What was it today? I didn't even see what it was. Like, when I watched the replay, I was looking for what it was.
Abdullah has a conspiracy that he's coming off because he panicked.
I didn't think he got injured. I think either he's nervous, anxiety attack.
What did he pull?
Pulled his hamstring, I think.
Yeah,
Nothing happened because he was playing shit. He's like, I don't want any of this. I can't handle it.
Clearly wasn't a tackle.
Well, I can see it on his face, guys.
So it's something eternal, يعني.
It's something eternal, Hamad.
Something eternal.
What is this?
Well, congratulations to you, De Bruyne, anyway.
يا جماعة, hey, enough of this لا والله. Congratulations, Mdris.
Congratulations.
How's it going, people? Welcome back to the Galacticoz podcast. Boys, the Champions League final has been played. And we're here to talk about it, boys. We're here to talk about it. It's going to be a quick episode, so don't expect too much. Might be like 40 minutes, 50 minutes tops. Who knows, maybe if you want to talk about other
25
things. 25
minutes.
And here to
5
do it
minutes
with
is
me,
more than enough, bro.
we've got Hassanin, Abdullah, Amir, and the other Hassanin, making his return after, I don't know, I think 4 or 5 weeks, something like that.
He was on a world tour.
He left Shufta and went around. He started off at Perth. I don't know if he done a meet and greet there. I'm not sure if it happened or not.
Meet and greet where?
But then he went all over Europe, bro. And he ended up watching Manchester City, as you saw on the other episode. He didn't miss out on the Champions League final, but he was here to witness it live from Australia. Mdris, welcome back to the Galacticoz.
Appreciate it, boys.
How was your trip, Hassan? Mohammed, this week got your trip.
Alhamdulillah,
Amazing,
salama.
Allah yasalimak, wallah. Wallah, it's a pleasure to be back, wallah, on this platform and see all your faces, wallah. But yeah, well, it was a good trip, man. It was beautiful. Been to obviously a few different countries besides the UK.
You went to Germany.
Germany and Sweden as well. And it was
Germany, apparently, where is the bin?
yeah, wallah. It wasn't the best. That out of the three, that was probably
Which part of Germany did you go to?
I went to Stuttgart, and because Germany is obviously very big, yeah, so it's very difficult to like move around from city to city. So for example, like Stuttgart, where I was, it's about like 6 hours from Berlin, and then Dortmund is like a couple of hours from there too. So it's like
We have people in Germany?
Muhammad does.
No, I do, wallah. I don't know very well.
Azam to you, the world is this table here. These two tables, that's it.
Hassan,
course you have people in
what's the
Germany.
world to you? Like?
Me, I've got people in Germany. I've got people everywhere.
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam, everywhere.
Yeah. Holland there is, but yeah, Germany was definitely the lowest out of the three, bro.
The lowest adil.
Yeah, wallah, azim, bro. It's just the language barrier. Obviously, you expect it when you go to Europe, but in Germany it was just too much. Like the point where, like German, they know how to speak English, but they don't want to speak English for some reason, brother. If anybody can answer that question out there,
But don't compare them to Swedes. Okay,
I don't think it's something that they taught in school. Like,
Nah, bro. Germans know how to speak English. Like I think it's a pride thing, bro.
They don't like it. They don't like it.
This is
Yeah.
our country. We speak our like.
any Germans out there watching the podcast, please respond to this question, man.
By the way, did you guys see the thing's comebacking response?
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, I saw. Allah, I love that.
It turns out he's actually like full Spanish.
I told you that. He assumed he's an immigrant.
Of course. This is for the,
Why is he watching us? I get what you mean, but I don't know why you assume he's an
That's
immigrant.
because the Vinicius thing, yeah? What did he say?
He's the goat. He's actually the goat.
He's actually kind of annoyed that the whole world is speaking about Spain and how they're saying it's like the country is rooted in racism and things like that.
If you go when you were in Canary Islands, did they speak English? The locals.
the locals know.
Yeah, there you
Because
go.
they don't know English.
And in Spain,
they're Spanish.
Spain برضو the couple of
I don't even Spain.
twice, yeah.
Because they're Spanish.
And
bro.
still ما في you can ما يعرفوا أي حاجة.
Yeah, bro.
Spanish,
Even a German was telling me in Germany, he goes when he went to Spain, he goes there like absolutely nothing of English.
They don't know. Because they have no interest in life outside of their country, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're comfortable within your culture and you're happy with it, there's no need. If you don't feel the need.
Yeah, but in Sweden, I've been Sweden and Holland. Everyone speaks English there, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone speaks English there. And they have their own language, they have their own culture. But in Sweden,
I feel like when the culture is so heavy, like I'll give you like Spain, China, they have their own world. You know, it's like they don't get out of that bubble.
And the amount of immigrants that are in the countries that he's talking about is huge.
It's a lot as well.
Of course, people are going to know multiple languages. And English is by far the common ground for everyone. So,
But you're right, Azam. You're right about that point, because one time I was speaking to a Swedish person in Sweden. He goes, we're small, because I was like to him, your English is very good, bro. Because when they speak English, you don't actually figure like it's a second language to them, because they're that fluent in it. So I'll go to him, you guys all know English here, and you actually speak it, and you're like, you want to speak it. And then he goes to me, yeah, but because we're a small country and we need to diversify ourselves and stuff. So you're right about a country when it's so big.
Like, what's Brazil's excuse? Neymar has been struggling with English. For
Hey,
so
go,
long.
Hey,
I think.
What about Messi?
What about Benzema?
Messi,
What about Benzema?
Messi was like, I don't want to learn it.
No, you know who? Aguero 2-0. I don't know. I don't. You see, for the Champions League in the morning, that he was talking with Haaland, he was standing there. I don't know what he's saying. It's just that.
You reckon soccer? The reason soccer is not a global.
Please say football, please.
Okay, football. It's a global sport, obviously, but the reason I feel like in the US market they haven't broke out because there's no superstar that speaks English. Like, it's hard to get good content with football players. In England, I say like maybe Grealish and there's a couple of them that are good now. Or after they retire, but I'm talking about in like footballers, like the fact there's no English speaking football superstar. There never has been.
David Beckham.
David Beckham was actually. Yeah, David Beckham was. And see how
Pele as well spoke English, bro.
Yeah, but that was different
whilst
time.
he was playing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went America. He played in America, bro.
Oh, yeah, he did too.
Come on, bro.
He played in the USA. Because soccer is a bigger sport in the USA than
You
any
say
other
football,
sport.
but what are people saying
Relax.
soccer, bro?
Relax with that take, Wallah.
You say stuff for like, you just sound dumb.
Not in America. No way.
In America?
No way.
Trust me, it's bigger, bro. Watch their games, their stadiums. It's always full.
Do you watch the NBA and the NFL come on?
Yeah, watch the NBA and NFL.
Because hockey's bigger, bro. Relax.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, lacrosse is probably bigger. Wallah Azim, but what are you
It's
saying?
massive, bro.
Everything.
All these other sports are
MLS
massive.
always the stadium is packed, big games. The
But it's
players
not bigger
are-
than the NBA, bro. What are you saying, cuz?
I'm not saying
no
it's
way,
bigger
no
than the
It's not,
NBA.
it's not in the top
It's
5.
not even near.
I think it's top 1, bro.
So you're saying it's bigger than the NBA, Yani? What the hell?
Maybe.
One thing
What
I
do
want
you
to ask you, Mdris, one thing I
anyways,
want to
keep
ask you,
going,
and the whole, I think everybody here, I think Abdullah's the only one who's experienced this before, but a European game in Europe, how was that, bro?
I'll tell you what, yeah, when you had
Is that my
the...
experience too? Or like?
You watched the Premier League game?
No, not
I
Premier
watched
League.
Belgium against Estonia.
National teams?
And that was when Lukaku was actually good.
No.
That's the Inter run. That was that whole
He was
Inter run.
never good.
Boys, come on, man! Don't hate on the guy.
Well,
Wallah.
I love the guy.
He was.
I love the guy.
He was never good. And when we get onto this morning's game, we'll talk about that some more.
Tell us about
Yeah,
Manchester
bro.
City in your life, bro.
The experience, it was City. So I saw both.
It was
I saw
what was it,
City
Man City?
Madrid, and I saw City and Chelsea.
Tell us about the City and Chelsea game, bro.
Tell us about the City and
Chelsea
Madrid
game.
one first.
What hate that one a lot?
It was amazing, bro. You know when you're there live and you see how the atmosphere is and how involved the fans from outside are in the game. It's just something else, bro.
I wonder this. Is it different from a Premier League game? Because you watched the Premier League game, yeah?
100%.
But that Premier League
And I
game
saw-
was a nothing game.
Who was it against?
Chelsea.
It was against Chelsea.
I
City
knew
have
it was
already
the-
won the league
yeah, it
because
was the
Arsenal
last
lost
thing.
to Nottingham Forest.
Had a
It was a
bunch of
nothing game.
youngsters.
But the
Yeah,
atmosphere is
yeah,
different.
But the atmosphere, you can just tell, like between the Champions League game and the Premier League game. The Champions League game was just going off, bro. And obviously, like you could tell how much more it meant to the fans itself, obviously, because we hadn't won a Champions League yet, so you could tell how hard they were going, and it was just like, what I was thinking, bro, when I was watching it, I was thinking like, how hard is I don't know how these professionals do it, where when they play like in front of this whole crowd, and the crowd are just on them, like on every touch, and they're just involved with them in every second of the game. How do they manage to still stay composed and string passes
I
together?
think that's the main reason why if you don't start a game well, you can never recover from it.
Yeah, when I was there live, like, for example, like Camavinga, because I was on that side. I was sitting on the side where Bernardo Silva and Camavinga were. And Camavinga, bro, he was just getting the work. Because every touch he gets, everyone just yells and yells and yells. And obviously Bernardo Silva, when he's running at him, everyone's yelling at Camavinga. So I was like, this is just, like, how high of a level of professionalism? Huh?
Like,
the mental
Tell
health,
on the low list.
the mental health and the level of professionalism. It takes the whole time, bro.
Wallah, it's actually scary.
Yeah, because
wallah.
how
The
many people
first
and
couple
AFCON
minutes-
here, niggas here are
Buckling, huh?
buckling and getting nervous when they're playing. in
No,
front
but
of
you get lost in the
one
game.
stand.
You don't really care about that stuff.
The start, the
Nah,
way
start,
you
you-
start,
you
the
human
way
being,
you
cuz.
start, wallahi, the way you start is tough. And come on, when you're on that field with the crowd and stuff, wallahi, the pitch looks way bigger than it actually is. Wallahi, when you're playing on one side of the wing and you're looking to the opposite side, something I always struggle with. If you want to hit that diag, you don't know how to aim it. That's all. It just feels like,
They've been doing it since
I
they
know,
were
but
teenagers,
I'm saying the
But they're still
start, the
affected
start, the
ourselves.
start of the
It's still a
game,
big
the
deal,
start of the
bro.
game.
You can still feel like look at Man City today, cuz in the morning. We'll go back to that.
Yeah,
So
that
like you saw that, like it does nerves, jittery nerves, bro. Some people are ice cold, but some not a lot like that, bro.
You can't blame them, wallahi.
Yeah.
That's wallahi.
Let's get into it, boys. Anyways, but before we do, make sure you like, subscribe, And turn on your notification bell. For the very last time, please, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, check us out. Boys, where do we start? Do we want to start by addressing the first thing, like the starting lineup, that kind of thing? It was
The Hall of Shame. Let's start with the Hall of Shame.
Let's start. First of all, I think I want to call something out. I mean, Hassan was saying in the morning. I reckon the stadium was absolutely horrendous.
Horrendous, bro.
The
For a
stadium or the
Champions
pitch?
League final. The actual stadium itself,
It looked like a game from the 1970s, bro. Like the crowd was so far.
That's what happens when you get a big like a capacity, like a stadium that holds a large capacity. It's not
I don't think Istanbul just deserved it anyways.
Wait, Istanbul?
Yeah.
We've had a couple of bangers in Istanbul, though.
I
They
don't
should
know.
have waited until 2025, 20th anniversary from 2005, maybe.
Yeah,
There's a
like
reason,
that-
but
I feel like
it felt like there's
And
no
the
reason for it
country
to
had
go back to-
elections and all this hadra going on there. Like it was just like I don't know. And the crowd looked like it didn't look like it wasn't nice to the eye. To the eye.
And even the players, when they're coming off, they're walking like 10 steps, 11 steps to get to the bench, you know?
Yeah.
It just looked like it was.
look at the Europa Conference League.
like
One,
it's like
the
a-
West Ham one. That was a spectacle.
It's like Italian. It's like those Italian stadiums. There's
Yeah, like
tracks,
those ones.
the tracks around
Yeah,
there.
I'm sure when
walking
you're in
out.
there, it's different, though.
or even the Scottish League. Like when the Celtic and Rangers,
Ibrox in there, they're like on top of the place.
they're on top, bro. You feel like they're going to fall us on the players.
Rangers is a scary one. That one is a scary one, bro. Rangers and Valencia Stadium.
It's just I
These
feel
two
like,
very scary. Mestalla, bro. Mestalla is what I want to scare.
yeah, I feel like the stadium didn't match the occasion, the type of thing.
The starting line.
I'll tell you something,
that
Muhammad. It was actually the fact that it was Man City against Inter Milan.
Be quiet, anyways.
I'm so, I kind of agree with that one.
In terms of the
You have to
lineup,
agree with that.
Well, it was one at a time.
in terms of the lineup, the fact that Walker wasn't starting, first of all, and
Do you think it was another Pep Guardiola?
yeah, well, I did, well, and I was saying that to Hassanin too. I thought, there was another round of Guardiola.
Who would you have started him instead of? Instead of Ake?
Ake, yeah.
Instead of Ake?
I don't like this. I'm not a fan of back threes, Sana. I'm not. I'm just not, brother. Like you gotta. I like to play four at the back, always. And the fact that, but I know that players like Stones has to drop scene, blah blah. But it's like I like to start off with four and put Walker there, put Akanji, Diaz, and Ake.
So Abdullah, what do you say? You're saying you should have started Walker? You shouldn't have. You made the right choice.
No, I think he knew he was going to dominate possession, and Kyle Walker's not as good on the ball as Nathan Ake, and that's the reason why he went with that. Because they asked him before the game, they asked both him and Kyle Walker if he was fit because he had a minor back
but he was fit. He was
injury.
fit. He said I'm fit.
But he was fit. He was fine. So that's the reason. I think because he knew he was going to dominate possession, and he didn't expect to get caught on the counter attack because Lautaro Martinez and Eden Dzeko aren't the quickest.
Yeah, but there was
Like,
nothing that the defense did. First of all, the defense was very shaky this game. I wasn't. Yeah, City's one. I wasn't too happy with playing out the back and how we, except Diaz, to be honest. Diaz, I think was pretty solid. But besides that, like the back line,
Diaz was the best.
he was the best. But besides that, a lot of the defenders were a bit shaky. But what you said, Hassan, in the morning, you were like, if Walker came here, there's not anything different that he couldn't do. That the players.
I think I agree with Abdullah because their wingers aren't that quick anyways. You don't really
They weren't
need
that quick
guy.
anyway.
Yeah,
and
but that's the point. That's why he'd rather someone that's better on the ball for a game where he's going to dominate possession, which makes sense.
yeah, but you can tell even towards the end when he chucked him on, like he really needed him. Bro.
No, he
You know
chucked
what
him
I'm
on
saying?
because of an injury. He didn't
Yeah,
chuck him on
but
because he needed him. Mohammed.
there was.
It felt like Wallah he needed him.
It felt like
He actually needed him.
It felt like he needed him a bit. Wallahi.
Right back, left back. John Stones is a centre back, but he plays as a holding mid when they've got the ball.
Did they actually play that or did they start with
That's
him?
how
out?
they-
No, I mean they start with Hassi three at the back, but John Stones drops in like another centre back thing, goes out wide. Akanji goes out wide, so it looks like a back four kid.
It is a back four, yeah. It's a back four out of possession. It's a back three in possession.
Because I'm used to the Stones thing coming in, but I was just thinking about
Stones was
where
phenomenal
you
today
think-
too, wallahi.
Yeah, he's the only him and Rodri are the only two that actually like the occasion didn't get the better.
And
of.
Diaz too, wallahi.
Everyone else froze, cuz. No,
Diaz-
but Diaz defensively, like in
Yeah.
Roma, they dominated possession.
Yeah.
So to be brave on the ball and have the quality, even De Bruyne was thinking.
I was very
today.
proud. I was very proud of how Stones, not just this game, but generally how he's adapted into that role. Because obviously, and his awareness in midfield, the fact that he's always head checks. I don't know, these past two games, I don't know if you guys realize, but he's head checking and going away from players while on the ball, under pressure, has been amazing, bro. For someone to get into the midfield, which is not easy, you know what I mean?
There's some people that say centre back that plays out from the back. This is different. Van Dijk, if you chuck him in there, I don't think he'll.
No
This is
way.
different,
It's
bro.
not the
No
same.
way.
No way.
Because you
We're
can
not
see
mentioning that name
Azam,
again.
him actually
But
taking
thing
the
is-
ball and dragging it
The
with
thing
him.
is with John Stones as well, he's not a slow player. Van Dijk is not slow, but his takeoff and acceleration.
But he
and-
doesn't
and
have the
sharpness
awareness
on
that
the
this
ball
guy
is
has.
not the same.
Yeah, the awareness.
No, but the awareness
Also-
at the end of the day, the position that he's playing isn't the hardest midfielder position.
Who?
We
John
talk,
Stones?
We talk about Ismail Cruz and stuff,
Yeah.
picking up deep,
No, but
picking the
did
ball
you,
up
John
deep.
Stones, did you watch him this morning?
No, I'm not talking about just this morning. I'm talking about his role so far has been like that, even against United. he's been dropping in against in that.
Yeah,
in that
Amir,
final.
but in that setup of midfield, the deepest out of the midfielders is Rodri. It's not him. He goes further than him.
But he goes
a lot further
comes
ahead.
even closer to him.
Yeah, but he does a lot of defensive work. I mean, at moments in the game, it can seem like that. But Rodri's actually the most, like, he's the deepest player for us.
I'm trying to talk to his qualities, like the fact that he's like actually sharp on the ball and he's a fast player.
And he's good on the ball as well.
He's saying Lisandro Martinez.
I was gonna say you can mention some centre backs that can do that as well.
Lisandro Martinez,
gonna be-
he has
yeah.
played in defensive mid.
Yeah. It's
I
gonna be
think
players
Ben
like
White
that.
can do it.
Don't bring Arsenal
Who's
players.
the Sandro
into
Martinez?
Be quiet, Abdullah.
I have to bring Arsenal.
Oh, is
players.
that what you say?
Who's the Sandro Martinez? The attacking.
No, don't answer. But go next question now. So don't we know? But this guy,
Lisandro Martinez is Man United centre back.
He's not a fan. Yeah. You know,
There's too many Martinez, bro. Martinez goalkeeper, Martinez attacking.
And his dad and his uncle and everybody.
Let's talk about.
Let's talk about the freezing one. Like, what
Let's
happened,
talk-
bro?
okay, there's the element of freezing, but it's all. But you got to give credit to Inter Milan, bro. Inter Milan in the first half, I thought were phenomenal, bro. What's that guy's name with the blonde hair? DeMarco?
Yeah, DeMarco, the left back.
DeMarco's fantastic,
What
and
was that?
Brozovic was.
Yeah.
What about Barella, bro?
No,
Wallahi,
Brozovic
was hit and miss. No, Barella wasn't like that. Wallahi, Barella wasn't.
Barella shanked so many
Wallahi,
passes.
he
bro.
had a fantastic game,
Because
bro.
Brozovic looked like he was the only. You remember Zidane in 2006 World Cup where he gives it to them just to get it back?
Yeah.
That's what he was doing.
Yeah, wallahi was.
Wallahi, he told them bring the cones out, bitch.
I was telling you, Brozovic is going to have a good game before that.
Brozovic, but Inter Milan, that was, you know, we talk about coaching. You actually see the coaching plan was extreme perfection. And wallahi, even Onana, the goalkeeper, man, he was people saying Edison go with his feet. This guy was phenomenal, bro.
I'm sorry, wallahi.
How coaching, wallah. Why did he take Eden Dzeko out? I want to.
No, wallahi, that was good. Lukaku was good, bro.
Gata, he was down.
If I'm a coach, I don't want to score any goals. I put Lukaku and Martinez up there. If I don't want to score any goals.
How about in the whole first half when Dzeko actually played? Did the chance created?
Amir, لا. No, I agree with Hassan Afa, والله. No, it's not even that. It's not even that. Amir, I'll tell you what it's about. Yesterday, I was speaking to Jamal about this. Jamal was saying if they start Lukaku, they'll have a chance. We tell him, no way. Lukaku does not have the footballing intelligence, أول حاجة, to understand the complicated city system. The only reason why... So, Inter Milan played with three midfielders. Mush, Brozovic, Barella, and who was the third one? They had another one. Three, and City have four central midfielders. So you need one of the two strikers to drop in and make a 4v4. And Kalanoglu. You needed one of the strikers to come back and pick up. But at the same time, you need to understand who to pick up. You can no way, not in this lifetime, not in a million lifetimes, give that task to Lukaku.
So you need one of the strikers. And
One
at
of the
start,
strikers
they started with Dzeko
and it's not going to be Lisandro Martinez. It's not going to be Lautaro Martinez. No way. It's Dzeko. He's the only one that understands enough to do the job, and that is the reason. And that's the reason why they stopped them like that.
It's not
Lukaku was good. Am I tripping?
Guys, we've seen Lukaku World Cup semi-final. We've seen him many big games. No delivery.
Who was more of a problem for the centre backs, Lukaku or Dzeko?
Lukaku, bro.
No, you guys need to understand that was at a stage of the game where City have scored and now they want to protect their lead. So the game was it was there for Inter Milan to attack.
Okay,
it wasn't. Yeah, but if the roles were reversed, I reckon if Lukaku starts, Inter Milan might have been down 2-3-0.
Abdullah, be quiet.
Well, I don't think so.
That's what
Amr, they gave him 3 balls in front of the goals, and he still couldn't score.
What 3 balls in front of the goal?
No, the header was a
The header was
disgusting
the
miss.
only one. The only clean one was the header.
Why didn't he score the header? Why didn't he score the header?
That was an easy header. Do you think that was easy header? I think it was easy.
How about this? Why didn't Dzeko get into any position to score?
I don't care.
Why didn't he?
Well, I don't care.
Shufta? This is all just pure hatred, bro.
Yeah.
DeMarco should have hit it instead of headering it.
Yes.
DeMarco's one way.
No, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the header.
Yeah, I know.
The
but
header
I'm
wasn't
just
that
saying.
easy. You guys make it sound like the ball came to him straight.
Lukaku's there.
That was the easy one.
Lukaku's
That's
there.
an easy
Yeah,
one.
wallah.
He was in the middle of the goal,
It was,
Hassan,
it was.
and he came straight to him.
And you know what he did? Like that.
Yeah, but what is he supposed to do?
Straight at the keeper,
Cuz,
Hassan.
do that. Why you do that, cuz?
What is he supposed to do?
You have a big goal, 7 meters. Pick a spot.
The way he headed, the way he headed is not the problem. Maybe you can say picking a corner. Don't say he did this. You have to header it down.
Yeah.
That's harder for the goalkeeper. I'll bounce.
That's not hard to lie.
Wait, keep it high. Hassan, that's not right.
Well, keep it high.
Hey, boys,
No,
boys.
no,
It wasn't a
easy to
lineup
say.
header. It was like forward, like in. So he can't. It's not the air where he can jump and like header it that way or that way.
Or it's not like when Bernardo Silva scored against Bayern, where the ball came across and you could just place it with your head.
pick a ball.
He's one is coming like yeah.
Because it's lower as well, Mohammed.
low.
It's lower.
There's not the way you
But
can
now
do
there's
that,
why you can do that because you're leaning back. It's higher.
And Lisandro Martinez, the Wissak should have passed that ball to him, squared that ball.
Nah, there was nobody there, bro.
Nah,
Wallah, Brozovic got there so late. He got
There
there
was
so
never
late.
going to be a goal, cuz. The only chance he could have scored is by taking the shot himself. But we know he's never going to score either.
Inter Milan played a good game,
But anyway,
They did.
DeMarco, wallah, DeMarco firstly he shut down Bernardo's side, like quiet, and he was going forward. Wallahi, the engine on that guy, Shino.
Bernardo Silva. Yes, the
Yeah,
goal.
he had one good run, bro.
So because he just
In a
went
nine-
once,
in a 90-minute
that means
game.
khalas? That means he didn't have him on lock?
That's more than enough.
Okay, Hassan.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah,
alright.
I need to drop these agendas.
Boys, but quickly, yeah.
Drop an agenda.
What was your reaction?
Because he kept, no. I'm pissed off on it. I'm pissed off. But don't tell me Bernardo Silva, he had him on lock. He assisted. They still win the game.
Allah Azim, Wallah.
They're champions now.
Bernardo Silva didn't do absolutely nothing, Wallah, the whole game, Wallah.
Because
He's right, Wallah.
if he only played
Wallah,
that
he's right.
pass, more than enough.
No, Wallah Azim.
More than enough, Allah.
Hey, boys, what do you guys think when Edison awkwardly just kicked the ball out, Wallah? What was your reaction to that, Wallah? Did you think it was match fixing
Match fixing is going down.
or injury or what the hell was that,
What's
bro?
going on?
No, not match fixing. No.
That was
Wallah,
so
I did
random,
get a
bro.
little bit of match fixing
Nah,
vibes. Wallah.
boys, match fixing is done now. Like in this day and age.
I don't know about that,
That
Wallah.
was very weird,
At the
though.
top of he's on
Not a
a current-
final. Not a final.
No, not
I don't know
final.
about final,
It's about your
but
salary, cuz. It's about your
everything's
wage.
done,
What's
yeah.
your wage? You want £100,000 a week? You're not gonna be doing that, cuz. Second division stuff like this.
Yeah, do you think he's actually nervous? The ball just kept it. There was nobody there.
He actually panicked, cuz. Because you're my opinion about that goalkeeper. I reckon he's the most overrated goalkeeper in history of football.
Wallahi, nah.
Wallah, I think.
Wallah.
I think he's actually the most overrated goalkeeper. He's their weak link. He's the one where that's why they defend it. All his scheme is to protect him, bro. Wallah, I think any one-on-one chance, any situation. And
You know, even that Lukaku header, Wallah, I don't even want to give him any credit.
Wallah,
for
was
that.
he just had it
Yeah,
down?
He was just running against the goal. He was running across and he just hit him on the leg.
Wallahi,
Well,
wallahi.
as much as I want to give credit to Inter Milan, and they did play very well and defensively, and then when they got the ball, they didn't panic, they didn't just put it out, they were playing around. But something just tells me, if that was another team in there,
And Man City froze like that.
they wouldn't have
Cuz,
won.
do I learn today, Wallah? Do I learn today, Wallah? No team is unbeatable, bro. Wallah, no team is unbeatable. But you have to have one world-class player in the team, and they don't have that. If they had one world-class player,
Yeah, they actually don't have enough.
they don't. Wallah.
Everybody's on
It's
the
the
same
squad. The squad. It's a good squad, Wallah. And I got respect for Wallah. Dumfries was good. Like fourth, I think, or third. But
If that was Lazio, I think they would have gone them a hard time. Like,
Napoli.
sorry.
Napoli
Napoli.
kept-
yeah.
Because even
They would've
Dumfries had a
smashed
hard
them, bro.
time today.
Dumfries
as
had a hard
well,
time too.
Wallah.
It
He had a
wasn't
hard
all
time
that.
too.
It wasn't all that, but he wasn't that
didn't
bad,
look
Wallah.
good. He didn't-
Damian was
Bro,
good.
Wallah, honestly, the only good players were Brozovic, DiMarco, and Onana. Those were the only three good
Nah,
players.
even Damian was good too.
Guys, I'll give you the analysis quickly, type. I'll give you a quick
There was more
analysis,
better players that Inter than City.
I'll give
Much
you
better.
a quick one, yeah. Inter Milan, once they brought in that Lukaku guy, there was no way for them to score. I'll tell you something. Guardiola was so stubborn today, but if he brought that Alvarez guy on, that game would have been finished quickly. Cause 50 minutes, that game would have been finished.
Let's address the point about Haaland.
Let's talk about Haaland. Yeah, he had only 3 accurate passes the whole game. 3 only. Yeah, one of them was actually from like kickoff. I think first half or second half. I don't know. Yeah, only 3. Cause he was completely absent. This game, the Real Madrid games, both of them, and I don't know about the Bayern if he actually had a good game or not.
Bayern, he had a good
You
game.
know what I mean? He
I
was watching the
I
whole
don't
time.
think he accomplished his mission. I think they would have won the Champions League without him.
Because he did nothing, absolutely nothing.
I think so.
Because even the ball that Rodri scored, he was like running away from the ball. I was like,
Nah,
why
he
is this
wasn't.
guy
He
walking back?
wasn't. He
bro?
wasn't. He was looking for the back. He was looking for the back post. He was looking for the back post. He wasn't. Wallah Hazim, he wasn't.
No, I'm talking about the Rodri goal. I'm talking the actual
The
goal.
ball
bro.
was gonna go to that direction anyway.
Yeah, but why did he leave it? Why did he leave it and go?
Yeah, this guy has a
Wallahi, he left it,
vendetta.
wallahi.
He
Vendetta.
does.
He was
Crazy
running away from the
vendetta.
goal. I saw it.
Haaland.
Khalas, you made
Because you watch
Nah,
the
but
video.
Haaland, Haaland today got sort of exposed. Wallah. Like there's a lot to his game. Like for a guy that and people always look to the record, the scoring record,
scoring.
and he still ends up being like even though he didn't score in the semi-finals or the finals,
it's amazing, yeah.
Both legs, it just because what 5 against Copenhagen. This is why all goals uncredited equal. Wallah. That's what I learned this season. All goals uncredited equal. Wallah. If he
Mohammed,
scored-
be honest, Mohammed. You don't have to
No,
defend
no,
him. Be honest.
I'm being honest. Wallah, this game in particular, the service wasn't just there for him. Honestly, the
Three
one,
balls,
the one
3
ball,
touches?
the one good clear cut ball that he
had
got,
9 touches
which is
at-
the one we saw. There was nothing much he could do about that.
Mohammed,
he
he
did
had
what he
9
could.
touches the whole game.
The one
Or
on the
11.
one that Organ just grabbed it.
No, not the grab. The one where Onana
Yeah,
hit it with
yeah.
the hand.
That's okay.
That was a better chance.
but that's okay. Yani. Not every striker's gonna score
It's a
that.
tough angle.
There wasn't
yeah.
enough. There wasn't enough service today but the Real Madrid gun, he could have done better.
I don't want to rule him out for this big. He's not a big game player thing.
Nah, I'm not doing that yet.
He's not.
I'm not doing that yet.
It's not that. Oh, Allah.
No, I'm not doing that yet. Wallah, I'm one more.
No.
One
Not
more.
yet, but I'm trying to think of the games that they've been playing. Champions League and in Premier League. It doesn't matter if it's not a final. But I'm saying a big game like against an Arsenal or against another top team, against a Liverpool or something.
Yeah, Arsenal rocked up. Bayern, he rocked up. Wallah, this
Arsenal,
game
he
they
rocked up Arsenal game? Did he rock up in an Arsenal game?
Yeah, he did. Wallah, he did.
This is the same point we had about Henry. And I forgot when Sharky was here, he made a good point about Henry. And I forgot to actually argue back with him. Later on, I thought about it. When he said, like, oh, not every big game is
Finals
league
aren't
games.
only big games.
If you're a great player and you play in 8 finals, and you're forward, and you don't score, I don't give a damn. But that doesn't piss me off.
You're right.
Yeah,
Playing in
that's-
8 finals across your career.
Is that Thierry Henry?
No, that's a
It's
lot.
Henry.
That's a lot. That's a
It's
lot of
Thierry Henry
chances.
story.
That's a lot of chances.
That's
That's
a lot.
fair. That's
Has
a
it
lot.
Henry? Like I said, like I said, I'm not gonna label him as.
not yet.
Not
No way.
yet. I'm not yet.
No way.
But
No way,
but
bro.
and it's not the expected goals. He looked like the man was too big for him. Like he couldn't like submit his man. No winning any headers. Nothing. Like
That's what I was gonna say about
and
the
I'm
whole
not
City
saying he
team.
has to
That's
score.
That's what I was gonna say. It's the whole City team. They're all
No, but
nervous.
I think
It's obvious,
I think that's a problem, bro. Because I don't know if doing it in the Premier League week in week out. Obviously, it's the surroundings that you're used to. But when you're plucked out of all of that, you're played in a different country against a foreign team in a big occasion. Then you know who the best players are. Because I'm telling you, Zidane in that, where De Bruyne is or where any of these midfielders are.
Nah,
huh?
Azam,
No. He's shining by force, Azam.
He's in the same category with Higuain, Lukaku.
saying, bro?
All the top scorers, they normally like score big. Harry Kane, same thing. But big moments, miss me, wallah. Miss me from now until the end of his career.
De Bruyne, you guys want to push him up with the Modric's and the Zidans and the Iniesta?
No. Azam, no.
He's not really up there yet. He hasn't.
I have to stop this.
Huh?
Azam, no. I have to stop this now.
No, for De Bruyne so early.
No, De Bruyne not.
Hey, why did he leave the game then?
De Bruyne not.
I want to say something.
يا أخي go injured يا جماعة مالكم
Yeah,
يا.
he got injured. We know that.
What do you want, bro?
Yeah, of course he did.
This type of pressure, firstly, it's understandable for them to be in this. And let's not act like this is the first European game. They've been through this tournament the whole time and they've been cruising, wallahi al-azim. They've been demolishing teams. They just did that Real Madrid. That Real Madrid did dirty.
Yeah,
they just.
Ahmed.
Let me finish.
Yeah, go.
With all of this, they just made it to the final, and the amount of pressure that's on the City side, all the talk about on the media about how Pep has come, he still hasn't got the trophy.
Treble talk, all
This is
that.
the second Champions League final that they're in. If they bottle it now, how much of a mess up this will be for the club. The first Ismail trophy in the history of the club in the Champions League. All this stuff actually racks onto them. So for you to say that, just because of this game, this is not like a demonstration of how these guys are.
Yeah, but
This is just
I
a one-off.
watched the Man Utd team in '99. That triple, that same situation, and they were down 2-0. I think that too.
Yeah.
In the same game.
How many finals was that team in? How many finals were they in? How many experienced players did they have that were in the final? They had a couple. No, I'm talking about this team right now.
كملت
This team.
الكلام انت.
This team in this.
What else do you want to say?
No, but I'm saying this team, you can't judge them based on this final.
No.
On 2 finals.
Mbappe, Dembele, same thing.
What? They're not good.
They played the same game. One was a howler, and the other one scored a hat trick. Both forwards.
One plays for Barcelona.
Big player.
Allah,
See, that's big
skip
players.
This, wallah. Skip this. Inter, when your arguments don't involve that and don't involve other hatred, I'm not taking them. Wallah. I'm not taking them on board.
I mentioned De Bruyne because I feel like this was the moment where he now comes and sits at the top table with the midfielders. And
he
he
got
failed.
injured.
No, man. How was his 35 minutes? Yeah, he got injured, didn't he? Tell me about his 35 minutes.
He got injured, Abdullah.
Missing,
And it wasn't that
missing.
bad. Anything you're
All
making,
missing,
you're
bro.
making it seem like.
Binoculars. Wallahi al-azim.
No, he
Wallahi
was
was
missing.
Wallahi was missing.
Mohammed,
He
the
was missing,
whole
wallahi.
City team was missing. And,
He was missing.
and-
Even against the Chelsea final, what minute did he come off? He played a little bit longer, but where was he?
Hey, listen, what was it today? I didn't even see what it was. Like when I watched the replay, I was looking for what it was.
Abdullah has a conspiracy that he's coming off because he panicked.
I didn't think he got injured. I think either he's nervous, anxiety attack.
What did he pull?
Pulled his hamstring, I think.
Yeah,
Nothing happened because he was playing shit. He's like, I don't want any of this. I can't help
too
it.
much of me, guys.
Boys,
Clearly wasn't an attack.
Well, I can see it on his face, guys.
So it's something internal, يعني.
Tell me, Mohammed.
Something internal.
What is this?
Well, congratulations to you, De Bruyne, anyways.
يا جماعة,
regardless.
hey, enough of this لا والله. Congratulations, Mdris.
Congratulations,
For the
wallah.
City, والله,
Anyways.
treble. Huh? And now this is the question what I want to pose. Now, is this treble team better than the 99 United?
Absolutely
Absolutely
not.
not, wallah.
So, wallah, you're going to change your mind.
Absolutely
It
not.
is.
But what did you say before, Hassan?
Okay, let me think.
No, hold on.
Okay, no,
Say, I did say that.
Okay.
previously.
First, let me think.
No, once.
I'm asking you a question, bro.
Well, it's actually absolutely yes. I'll give it to you.
No. Wallah.
No.
Let's talk about the 3 greatest teams of all time. Like the Barcelona team, yeah?
Yeah.
I think that's number 1 by far. I think no team will get near that team.
That's clear.
All
yeah.
agree?
That's
Yeah,
clear,
2009, 2011 team.
I agree with you, Anaka.
Yeah.
Shut up, Hassan, be quiet. No, you're always consistent.
The three-peat Real Madrid team.
Make that happen, wallah.
That's also one of the greatest teams of all time.
Man City, be
The
quiet,
three-peat team
Abdullah.
has to be in there.
Wallah, Azim, be quiet.
You kidding me, wallahi?
Wallah, be quiet.
3 years in a row, much one year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be in there.
Three-peat has to
It
be in there. That team has
Wallah,
to
I'm
be
sorry,
in
it
there.
has to be in there.
Ronaldo, Benzema, Bale,
in there.
Isco.
What about treble team? We're talking about treble teams. Teams that won the treble.
And this team won 3 times in a row Champions League.
I miss me with that.
Same thing. I'll treble.
No,
on everyone,
but
cuz.
Hasanin, can you finish your way? You have to say, and Hasanin, please. Hasanin, wallah. Please, wallah, Hasanin. Wallah, you gotta stop, wallah. You actually gotta stop.
يلا حسنين.
I can. The Man City team is probably better. So I'll go down this. I think I'll be better than the treble team. I just feel like I wish they finished it in style, bro. Not by 4-0, but like with a bit of guts. Like they were just they're nervous, and then we scored a good goal, and then we're clinging on for life. Like that's how the game was meant to be.
Yeah.
But I'm picking Nits now. You know what I mean? But besides that, it's a great team. It was an all-time team. I just wish they finished it with a bit more.
Yeah, but I think
Man City have had a better team than this though. Under Pep Guardiola. Don't you think so?
I think the last year team was much better. I reckon the last.
What about the Centurions?
When we got knocked out with Madrid, that team,
Jesus,
if that team with Fernandinho with all these players that went into the final, I think that game would have been a bit
But
different.
if they played a better team today, it's a little bit better team. Well, not even better team, but like
I
it's
think
one-
yeah.
Nah,
they
but
lose that
I
game, bro.
think this year's team is much better.
Guys, it looks. I don't know, wallahi. It looks like it, but I feel like there was something different about last year's
From you
team.
mentioning Fernandinho, I just thought about your midfield right now, Gundogan, Rodri, and De Bruyne. I'm sorry, wallahi lazim. This year's team is way better.
Boys, wallah,
team is
Fernandinho is something else, bro.
No, he was good. Hassan, be quiet, Hassan.
Well, you can't say he was better than Rodri, bro.
No,
way.
he's not better than Rodri, but I'm saying
No
I
way,
feel like
very hard.
Rodri, wallahi, we all owe him an apology. We called him the passenger of all passengers. Wallahi.
I did too.
Why
Like,
dragging us with you?
Huh?
Why are you dragging
Me
us
and
with you?
this guy, guys, we especially guys, this guy.
well, I thought it was the Nicky and Duncan. Well, he's not at all, bro. He's in the last 6 months, because he has been
He's
absolutely.
unbelievable, bro.
Wallah, he has, bro. Big moments. Even the goal against Real Madrid. See, that's what we talk.
Now the goal against Bayern.
Bayern Munich.
Bayern. Outside the box.
Outside the box.
Outside the box one.
He's had an all-time run. See,
Yeah.
Haaland scored more goals. Haaland scored more goals than him. But who's been a better player? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
Rodri's like,
I was just gonna say this run. أول حاجة, a point about the treble teams. I think if Man City's team won this final in style, like Hassanin said, like dominated the game, like how they've been playing all season, then there's definitely no question. Because people would say the runs to the final. I think the runs to the final are equally as hard.
all the
The
pundits.
99 team was scrambling through, lakin.
But those
Yeah.
guys through
Scraping
Hassan.
through.
That's why I'm saying we can't nitpick the
No,
fact
that's
that
good.
it wasn't style.
I
يعني.
think they played Barcelona first, and then they played
They played
Juventus.
Juve as well.
They played Juventus.
So that's why you can't say you can't nitpick on the style part of it. The fact that they accomplished it, they accomplished
Yeah, it
it.
was difficult. But all the pundits, when they asked all the pundits, have you noticed? They all say they're a triple team. All of them. Have you seen it?
Because it was the first team to do it.
The
That's
first
why-
thing to
that's
do
what
it,
people are like.
and the names that were in there, Cantona, all these names, the big names, you know. That's why.
Haaland won the Champions League. Should he win the Ballon d'Or?
I was gonna say that right now, like, and I think
I'll tell you who should win the Ballon d'Or. Julian Alvarez won the World Cup, won the Champions League. Miss me. He's got a better.
and he didn't participate in 80% of those tournaments. Shush, wallahi shush.
He's smashed in the World Cup.
I can ask you to, bro. Haaland deserves that. The اسمه شنو? The Ballon d'Or 100%. Wallah,
No, he
I was reading
Salah
something.
No, he doesn't.
Listen, I was reading something.
doesn't.
Azam.
Yeah, me too. I deserve a Ballon d'Or too.
About 53 appearances, 52 goals.
hate
Young
Sam
player of
Wallahi.
the year.
I hate this
No,
nonsense.
listen.
I
Young
hate
player
this
of the
shit,
year.
Wallahi.
You know what I'm thinking when I see these things? I'm thinking Ronaldo in that best season that he had with United.
Ronaldo scored big goals, big games,
That's good, bro. I'm saying that the amount of things that he achieved in one season, how can he not win the Ballon d'Or?
Because he doesn't deserve it. Because he's not the best player in the world.
It's not a stats.
He's not the best player in the world.
Well, I think I'll give it to Vinicius, wallahi.
Nah.
This is Junior.
Mbappe needs it. Mbappe has to get it. Play like that in a world. Mbappe.
Mbappe.
Actually, yeah, wallah, Abdullah, you know what, Mbappe, wallah. That's not a bad shout. But then after that, wallah, Vinicius is, wallah, you guys are acting like Vinicius is far away.
Let's just be honest. The record is broken by this guy. You can't just turn a
Ahmed,
blind
I don't
eye.
care
Ahmed, he's not the best
your numbers
player. He's not the best player.
Boys, wallahi, I'm not a numbers guy.
Wallah, you are.
I'm not.
That's what you are.
Uqsim billahi, I'm not.
Wallah, you are.
Wallah, you're the biggest numbers guy.
I hate numbers.
Hold on,
I hate
hold on.
numbers. Anna.
I kind of get what he's saying, but you know, Hassan for a striker, yeah?
Wallah, Hassanin is actually though. Hassanin, you're not coming next episode.
I don't want to come.
Stay away from me.
Let me ask you. Hassan, hold on. Let me ask you this question, Hassan, yeah? Hassan, for example, yeah? If Haaland next year, yeah, was to score say close or more, maybe.
Half the goals.
Hold on. If he just continues to
you're
do
gonna
that,
regret this, wallah. Don't say.
if he continues to do that, yeah, there's not many attributes to Haaland. If he just scores because he's a striker, that's his job. So you're still gonna hold that against him if and don't say, oh, he wasn't the best player. He's scoring.
I love players that impact. Vinicius, winning obviously has to be part of the spring. The only reason I didn't say Vinicius is because Vinicius didn't win anything. Like, You know what I mean? Like they didn't win anything. Like they didn't
know
win
what
the
you mean,
league.
yeah, I know
They
what
didn't
you
win the
mean.
World Cup. They didn't win anything. But he had some good performances.
Should give
But
it
they-
for the
they didn't win
racism, though. We should
anything.
give it to him.
No, relax. Hassan Mata, I think you're Hassan Afan now, wallah. Why are you acting like him?
Why
Where won Hassan Afan here?
No,
Now, if you're gonna be like, now, I'll go back to your whole the goals scored. Haaland with 12 goals. Yeah, 5 was against Copenhagen, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Messi stop using Copenhagen. I don't even think he played Copenhagen.
Leipzig.
Leipzig, what should I
He's
have?
got 12 goals in the Champions League. 5 of them at home against Leipzig.
Okay,
What?
That matters, wallah, Amr.
Okay, Hassan, I want to just give. I want to make.
No,
I
no.
want to use you as an example.
No.
Say you are Haaland. Okay, say you scored 52 goals in 53 games. Say you won the best player in the Premier League for that year. Say you won the best young player in the Premier League that year. Okay. Say then you won the Champions League. You won the treble. All of this stuff. Do you expect to get the Ballon d'Or or not?
No.
What more do you have to do?
The only thing
more
Haaland
do you have to
deserves
do?
is Golden Boot.
That's
it. Nothing else.
all these things.
That's the only thing he
So a
deserves.
striker never get it.
No,
No,
wait,
a
Ibrahim
striker,
Hamad.
like
Impact.
a Wayne Rooney, a Van Persie, someone that's a good footballer and a good goal scorer. Yes, but this guy's not a good footballer.
Would you be mad if Alan Shearer had won it, for example?
Who?
Alan Shearer.
No,
not
that's
the Ballon d'Or?
No, you can.
No,
I tell you why he can win it. No, I tell you why he can
But
win it.
Alan Shearer's goals
Yes,
are like
because his level of
main player.
importance for his team
Is beyond.
without him, they're nothing. Haaland, without him, De Bruyne's there. Gundogan's there.
Hey, but I'll give you an example.
You can't hold that against him.
Hey,
because
hey,
team
oh,
is class.
Hey, wait. Okay, wait. Mbappe, he said Mbappe, yeah?
Yeah.
Mbappe had a better Champions League run. Didn't necessarily win the Champions League.
Get to the semi-finals.
Good
lock it in.
semi-finals
Lock it
with
in.
that World Cup performance, even though he didn't win the World Cup with that World Cup performance, with the Champions League run, with the league, then you can say yep. So he might not have the goals that Haaland
Sorry,
scored, but he
Mbappe-
impact the goals he scored.
Mbappe has more to his game than Haaland. Everyone
No,
can agree
I
on that.
understand
Yes,
that.
Haaland. We've all been saying.
It all gets tracked back into that again. It's the attributes.
Because if Rodri had a better World Cup run, he deserves the Ballon d'Or.
Wallah, he deserves it. I was gonna say that, wallah, too.
Too much. That's too much.
Wallah, facts. Facts.
I love him, but
Because I tell you something, Amir, yeah? Let's end this, yeah?
Don't
Let's
give
end
me
this.
anything. Don't tell me something. I don't want to know this something. Wallahi. I don't want to know it. Don't tell me.
خلاص انا داير اعرف
The
انا.
fact that we're disputing this shows that he doesn't even deserve it, wallah.
Rodri had a fantastic. I must say he deserves the Ballon d'Or.
But Azam, if
Wallahi,
Rodri
stop.
scored 52 goals, if Rodri won the
No,
World
no,
Cup,
but-
how about that? Would he win it then?
I said one World Cup run. I said one World Cup run. Next time I'm saying 20 things.
If
If had a good World Cup run, he had a shit World Cup run.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
that's the only tournament that matters, yeah?
No.
In a World Cup here, it's held very highly.
Okay, Messi should win it.
No.
I'm not arguing against that. I'm not arguing against that.
It's silly, wallahi.
You don't listen to me.
Wallahi, it's silly.
He's been phenomenal in the Premier League, big games. He's been phenomenal in the Champions League. I've a better World Cup run because World Cup matters.
Yeah, in a World Cup,
that
it
adds to that covers up for him not scoring 25 goals. He scored 12 important goals.
So
He was a dominant player.
because Norway is not in the World Cup, you know?
What? No, I'm saying because he had an average World Cup run.
That's against him, by the way. The fact that he didn't qualify to the World Cup. He played in that qualifying team, and he still didn't qualify. Him and Odegaard and all these boys. All of that counts too.
Let's erase the whole of this year and leave that one little tournament that lasts for, I don't know, a month and a bit, or you know?
I'm not doing that.
Be
Because
quiet.
if Benzema played the World Cup, I would have said he's
be quiet,
I'm
Well,
shit,
that guy.
I'm shit. Stop about that guy first.
He's had a better season than Haaland this year. With the injuries he's had.
And guess what? And he got knocked out by them. Come on.
Unfortunately.
بس خلاص اسكت بس.
No, not by Haaland though. By Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva has got a better shout, wallah. Him and Rodri.
You niggas are just disrespecting Haaland, and when Haaland wins that, wallahi, rub it in all of your faces, wallahi. Get it like this.
Ahmed has been waiting for this opportunity. Boys, do you know for how long? Right?
yes.
And we made it about Haaland, wallah.
You made it about yourself. You made it about everything else.
It's an understandable decision. But if you ask me my opinion, I don't think he's the best player in the world.
Look, with the Ballon d'Or, it has to be a clear winner. Somebody no, well, it has to be like that. First of all, this year there's no clear winner, so nobody would argue if Messi gave it to if they give it to Messi, and which they're gonna give it to Messi, cause
Messi, it's Mbappe and Haaland.
it's gonna be Messi, cause Haaland won't be even for top 5. I'll give you that. He won't be even top 5. I guarantee you, Haaland. Yeah, I guarantee you, cause if they put Son 11. Haaland won't be top 5.
Who
best
had
player
the
in the
best
world.
year in all 3 phases, bro? In the Champions League, in World Cup, in international level. If Haaland qualified
And in
to
the
the World Cup,
domestic league.
if Haaland qualified to the World Cup, I'll give him the Ballon d'Or. How about that?
Hassan,
He doesn't have to win the World Cup.
what are the
If he
3
qualified-
tournaments in that year? The 3 main ones. Your league, Champions League, World Cup.
And
Yes,
he didn't
yes.
score- and he didn't score-
He just
and-
did 2 of them.
And he didn't score a goal in any of the final games. Any of the 4 final games.
Did anyone else do 2 of them?
Who?
Anyone else do 2 of them?
Yeah, there is. Lewandowski. He scored in the World Cup. He won the league. Top scorer too.
Yeah, حلو Inter. We said winning. We said winning. You win your league, you win the Champions League, and you win the World Cup.
No one
has anyone done that? No one. Has anyone done only
There's
2
two
of them?
players in Sevilla, Acuna and the other guy. They won the World Cup and they won the Europa League. What about Julian Alvarez? Scored in the World Cup, scored in the Champions League. Doesn't matter. He was a winner.
Amr.
Because Rico Lewis won the Champions League. Come on, now do what? Come on, yeah. Give him the Ballon d'Or too. Get out of here, bro.
Hey,
anyways, with this Ballon d'Or thing, I want to end it with this. Messi, Mbappe, Haaland. Those are the 3 nominees. 100%. It's not gonna be anyone else in there. Those are the only 3. And the one that's gonna win is Haaland. That's it.
I think Messi's gonna win it.
I think Haaland. If Messi wins it, it's just a goodbye thing. قاعد في MLS وشنو, and he's had a stinker with PSG. He hasn't done shit in the Champions League. Just because he won the World Cup, he should win it. That is sick. That is sick.
The stakes were too high for that World
That's
Cup.
sick.
bro.
I'm going to tell you something. I don't think Messi should win it. I don't think Mbappe should win it.
No way,
Wallah.
wallah.
That's the truth.
Who do you think should win it?
I don't know.
It's Haaland.
If it's not them
Haaland
two,
or
it
Mbappe.
has to be
It's
Haaland.
Haaland.
Then they should give
For
it to
me,
Haaland
it's
then.
Mbappe.
But I know Mbappe doesn't deserve it over Haaland. I know that.
But like the names, like you said, Rodri and stuff like that, they can be in the list, يعني.
They'll
They're not
be-
too
they'll
far
be-
away.
No,
Top
but
30, top 50,
I
they'll be
want
in
to say
that.
something. What is a Ballon d'Or player for you guys? I'll tell my priorities. He has to have a good, not win everything,
Unbelievable season. That's it.
an unbelievable season, and I'm an impact winning.
Unbelievable
Impact winning.
year. Done. That's how it
He
has
has,
to be.
he has
That's
to
it.
have a fantastic year,
With
but
trophies.
still
No,
be one of the
trophies.
best players in the world.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho, Kaká, Zidane.
Nedved.
When these people were winning it, they dominating and they clearly the best player in the world. It's
go
not,
for
it's
And a striker doesn't win the Ballon d'Or, by the way. It's not easy for a striker to win the Ballon d'Or.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, no. But I think since Ronaldo was just Benzema, cuz.
Let's go for it.
Michael
boys.
Owen as well.
Nah, man,
Yeah, but that
since-
was since
Before
Ronaldo
that,
was talking.
Oh,
Brazilian
since
Ronaldo.
Anyways, we've had enough of this.
And
this
one
whole-
more thing, I'm to
Oh, Lord have
to
mercy.
your point. I was gonna say something.
أنا تعبت, you know, تعبت. والله, I am so tired. والله, I'm so tired. Yeah,
I was gonna
والله.
say something about Haaland, but anyway.
We've got a phone call, boys.
Good question.
Oh God.
What's your favorite Haaland goal this year?
My favorite Haaland goal is the one against his own club, Dortmund. When he hit that with the leg kick in the Champions League. That's my favorite
Yeah,
one.
you're a mess. Anyways, boys, let's get into this phone call. There's been a conspiracy that this podcast is a Eritrean only podcast. The next guest that's gonna come on is not really gonna help our case. He's I'm not sure. Is he a cousin Hassanan?
Of course, bro.
Someone here is claiming it already. We've got Fu Izzy joining us, so
You have
we
to
have
answer
to bring.
anything a question.
Yeah, we have to.
It's only for us.
The podcast has been lacking for Liverpool fans. On the comment section, I don't know if you guys saw, people have been saying, there's not enough Liverpool representatives, that kind of thing. So we got the best of SDS Podcast. Fu Izzy, welcome to the Galacticoz Podcast, my guy.
Welcome, bro.
Pleasure.
I want to start off with this.
Ask him one thing, but ask him, does he have the Champions League medal with him?
Do you have this?
Just roll it down for us.
No, I'm gonna get the Europa League one next season.
We're gonna talk about that, but quickly, you've been warning us about this Manchester City team for a while now. You've been warning Arsenal fans, telling people watch out for this team. What do you want to say about them right now, bro? Like now that the season's finished.
They're on. There's nothing, but literally, there's nothing bad we can say about the City team, man. They're a monster. Every team dreams of being like them in terms of, you know, winning the treble, signing Haaland, and he's just doing what he did in the first season. It's crazy. But yeah, I tried to warn Arsenal fans. I've been in this position plenty of times where you think you can run up with it, but no, when City are behind you, it's worse for City to be behind you than in front of you.
Yeah, no, that's facts. And what did you make of them this morning? We just spoke about it here. We actually thought they froze, man. We thought like the occasion got to them. The players just froze in the moment. And I think like if this is my opinion, if there was any other team besides Inter Milan, like a killer team out there, I reckon they wouldn't have got that win. What do you think of it?
Yeah, most probably, man. Most probably. To be honest, it was a massive occasion for them. Their first time in history to win the treble and the last trophy to win is the Champions League. They've been in this position once against Chelsea, but I feel like with this one means more. And you know, obviously KDB getting injured didn't help. So yeah, it's just a lot was going through their head thinking, is this going to be our day? Is this going to work out? But it worked out for them, man. So credit to City. There's nothing bad we can say about them, man. These are animals, man. They're crazy.
I want to get you to start talking about Liverpool, but does anyone have any questions about Manchester City, the Inter Milan thing that just happened right now? Should we move on to his team?
I think we've chatted too much about these guys.
Yeah, we've already had enough of them. Now, you've been linked with Jude Bellingham for quite some time. It looks like Khalas, it's not going to happen. He's going to go to Real Madrid. You got the next best thing, Alexis McAllister. Are you happy with this?
I'm happy, to be honest. At first, I really wanted Jude. just because we don't really sign the marquee big name signing. The only one I remember in my lifetime was probably Thiago. Apart from that, we haven't been linked. Well, we've been linked, but we haven't really signed big name players. Like we signed, Salah, Mane, but Van Dijk, Alisson, but these lot weren't on the caliber or the level where Jude is now. But since we got McAllister, I'm happy, man. 35 million, you can't complain. If we can get another 2 to 3 more with the same price tag, I'm happy. To be honest, I'm happy.
And that's.
And I'm not even.
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, I don't want to just find replacements for Keita, Ox, Milner. I don't want these to be replacements.
Yeah.
We need additional players. Do you know what I mean?
And that's the next question I had for you. Who do you want besides Alexis McAllister right now that's come through? Is there anyone is there a position that you guys need to? Is the Trent Alexander-Arnold thing? Are you? By the way, here we've been smashing this guy for.
No, you have. I love the guy, bro.
Wallah, Hassan Insta.
Wallah, I love the guy, man.
Everybody's been smashing him.
No, man.
Defensively, especially.
I don't care about defensive guys. He's an all-time. He's gonna go down as an all-time great player.
No way, bro.
Miss me with that take. But
Wallahi, miss me with that take.
I don't know where you stand. I don't know where you stand on the Trent Alexander-Arnold thing. But do you want to see some sort of backup, or do you want him to fight for his position or something like that?
In what position? The new position he's playing now, or the right back position?
The right back position.
I like what he's doing. What he's been doing towards the end of the season, where Klopp put him. I like that. I really like. He gets time to spray the ball, look up, always play for. Even though he could do that at right back, but I feel like in this position, he just looks like a new player. His confidence has grown back. He's not you know what I mean. I just prefer it here. I think right now what we do need is maybe another 2 centre mids, a backup centre back, maybe also a backup right back. I feel like we need to do it. We need a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think just McAllister is going to change Liverpool. I feel like we need more than one signing. We need minimum 4 to 5 players in.
Yeah. Now, and you spoke about the Europa League. You just made a joke about it, but honestly, what are you expecting next season? Are we back next season? Are we challenging for the league? Is Arsenal back? Is Chelsea back? Is it going to be like Manchester City holding it down again?
Europe is Europe. Europa League is Champions League. It's the same. We travel to European countries the same week. It doesn't matter about what the trophy looks like.
On a Thursday night, though.
Let's be honest, Fizz.
Thursday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, it's all weekdays. That's what I've done.
It's not the same. It's not the same, and it will never be the same. It doesn't matter how you put it.
No, well, that's not about that.
It's
not the same.
Those orange and black colours don't look good.
That's why we've been crying, Arsenal fans. We've been crying for the last 7 years for that reason. We want to go on Tuesdays
But
and
that's the
Wednesdays.
magic thing. You lot are going to join us next year. Next year, January, February, you lot are going to be there. Manchester United is going to be there.
We'll see.
Arsenal. If you finish 4th, then it's a long day. But if you finish 3rd in your table, then we all link up and we all fight for that spot in Dublin.
You know what? I really got to ask you this. We've been seeing your takes on SDS about Arsenal. Can you give them the credit that they deserve right now? Like they've challenged for the league. You don't think they're going to be back for it again?
100%, of course. At the end of the day, of course we give them credit. At the end of the day, football banter is football banter. You get in terms of bottling the league, etc., stuff like that. It's always going to happen. If you don't win it, you're always going to get bantered. But of course, credit, you have to give credit where credit's due. No one expected Arsenal to fake fight Man City, but it happened, and yeah, they deserve the credit. Do I think it's going to happen next year? A lot of clubs are going to improve. I don't think Chelsea will be in the position they were this season. I feel like they're going to improve. I feel like we're going to improve also. So there's going to be a lot of clubs that's going to improve. For Arsenal to sustain where they finished, they need to sign players as well. So I feel like the players that they have now, not a lot of them are Champions League quality. Like they don't have Champions League experience. So they definitely need to make a few signings in order to sustain and continue what they have. Because they got the right man for the job, but yeah, they still need to do a few more work. Champions League is a different ball game, man. Arsenal fans, you guys been out of it for like 6-7 years, so it's changed. It's not the same Champions League as it used to be before.
It's not the same when you guys were always in Olympiacos' group every year.
Yeah, it's different now. It's different. Like you see the teams that are in the Europa League. Some of the teams on the Europa League should be in the Champions League. Like, but Champions League it's a tough ball game. So you definitely need the legs for it. and not only the legs, but they need to be quality.
Yeah. Boys, you guys want to say anything before we wrap up the show?
Yeah, we need to ask a question about Liverpool signings. Who's going to replace Firmino, bro?
Cody Gakpo. It's already been.
Replace Firmino.
Yeah. You guys don't have a goal scorer at the moment, by the looks of it.
I think Nunes will be the guy, man. Have faith in this guy. I'm telling you. Have faith in Nunes. He'll turn everyone's head on. I'm telling you.
Bro.
Gakpo plays the role better.
Don't sleep on Nunes.
Because I don't think this guy can finish the ball, bro.
No,
I don't think so, bro.
He's
needs
gonna
at
be
least
a monster.
3-4 chances every game before he scores a goal. If he scores.
He's gonna be a monster. It's his first time, man, in the Premier League. First time in this country. Like, he needs to adapt. Trust me, give him time. And I feel like this season coming, he's going to be a monster. He's gonna be a monster. I don't think we need to change anything with our forward. I don't think we need to add new signings up there or nothing like that.
Well, Fuad, it's been a pleasure.
One more question, Azam. One last question.
Okay.
What do you think of our boy Isaac? And what is he going to do next season, bro? Tell us, please.
Well,
Preach.
that's our brother, man. You get me? Like, as much as I wanted Liverpool to make top 4, I'm happy that he got it, and he played a major part in it. I just hope the world gets to see what we see, man. There's not a lot of us that's doing great things, so it's just good to see Isaac doing well. I just hope he continues it in this season and does well in the Premier League, man, and the Champions League. So yeah, it's good to see, man. We can finally say there's an Eritrean guy playing in the Champions League. Do you know how mad that is?
That's
crazy.
mad, bro. Have you met him before?
East Africa.
Of course, bro. He might have met him, bro.
Who? Isaac?
Yeah.
No, I never met him ever, but we're basically cousins. I don't think he knows that yet.
You have no idea the amount of players that we're
gonna
claimed
get on
here.
the podcast here with you next time, bro.
We've claimed everybody. We nearly claimed Sharky too, bro. I swear to God. What do you want to say, Ahmed? One more.
No, the tribe thing. Ask him the tribe thing.
Listen, Fuad, this might, you don't need to answer this, by the way. We've been asking this.
This
to
for
every-
us. This for us only.
It's just for us.
It's not for
And
anyone,
we've been
yeah.
asking every other Eritrean guest that comes on. What tribe are you, bro?
Tigre.
Thank you
My
very
guy.
much. I told you all that, wallahi.
You speak Tigre.
سمعوا باللس.
You're Saudi representative. What are you talking about?
It was Arab out of all of us.
He's thinking actually like half decent. Wallahi, he's happening.
Yeah.
Fuad, we'll let you go, my guy. Inshallah, we'll call you again next season, bro.
No worries, my family. Anytime, my bro.
Yeah,
Let me know. I need to come back on again. Make sure.
No, 100%. Come down anytime, bro.
Respect it, bro.
Yalla, Kazi. Talk to you soon.
Take-
Yalla.
Cuz that UK accent is fire, wallahi.
I was trying to remember the name that the player that Liban made off him.
What do you call it?
Luis Fonte?
Luis Fonte. Yes, I was gonna ask him about that.
Wallahi, the way Liban built like him, that one. Yeah. That player.
Because I was gonna ask him, would you want him as a replacement for Fabinho or someone?
Luis Fonte.
Who's those Fonte?
Great question.
He's a player that doesn't exist. Anyways, lads.
I told you guys.
Congratulations, Man City, wallah. Again.
Wallahi, Mohammed, honestly, finally, wallahi, congratulations.
Finally,
wallahi.
Jed.
Really, wallahi. you
What's the
deserve
weight?
it.
Wallahi, what's the weight? Wallahi.
What was the weight?
Treble.
And you guys-
Hasn't it clap? Hasn't
And you
it?
guys deserve it.
The other table doesn't want to clap,
Wallahi,
wallahi.
they deserve it.
Abdallah.
Treble, like,
Come on, wallahi. It's treble,
Wallahi,
wallahi. The big thing, wallahi.
I'll tell you something, Muhammad. Wallah, I was actually upset about the Madrid game, but at the same time, I was happy that he actually witnessed that. Wallah,
Habibi, wallahi.
Hey, one more
For
shout out,
yourself,
man.
Wallahi.
Simeone Inzaghi needs the top 4 job in the Premier League, big Jad.
Inzaghi.
Wallahi, he was phenomenal.
So, wallahi, I tell you, you're going to jump on the bandwagon, kid?
Yeah, I'm on the bank. I loved him as a player. You know,
Next week, you ask you, I'm off.
Because he's played for Lazio. He's played for Lazio, my team. That's Filippo Inzaghi, his brother. That guy's right. This guy used to be.
Would you take him at Everton?
Who? Simeone Inzaghi? 100%, bro. Wallahi, my wood.
The style of play is going to be boring.
Take, Sean Dyche, everybody, Lampard, everyone just take.
No,
It's called Metro FC, wallahi.
Metro FC, but Jed.
Well, the way niggas are running through that place.
Has Ava said bye to the
I
fans?
need to make an announcement, but go for it.
Because has Ava said bye to the fans?
Wallah, hasn't even
Farewell.
did it.
Drop
Farewell.
me, Azam, but Jed. It's actually a farewell. I'm going SDS cuz with Fuzzy. We get along nicely.
With Sharky and the boys.
And the boys, with Faisal too.
Faisal and Sharky.
We get along very nicely, I can tell. Wallah.
Azan, don't worry. This is not
The
your
vibes
goodbye,
actually
bro.
match, you know what I mean?
Say goodbye, wallahi.
This is not your
Goodbye,
goodbye.
Jed.
You'll be back in.
I'm not going to be on the next episode, unfortunately.
As long as the people want you, bro.
Because I'm not going to be on the next episode, you know that. That's for a fact. Unfortunately, wallah.
Anyways, you guys might think this is our last episode. It's not. We've got 2 more episodes coming out. Next week, we've got a very special guest, so make sure you tune in.
Big one.
That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, especially if you're Australian, you want to be here to witness this. And then the following week, we're going to review everything that we've spoke about for the past year, and we also got a nice announcement to make as well by the end of it. But
What's up, man?
like always, these guys don't know about it, but like always, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. We'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.
Take care, boys.
I got the sauce. I got the sauce. I got the sauce. I got the juice. I got the juice. The niggas look confused. I got the sauce. I got the sauce. Yeah, I got the sauce. Yeah, I got the sauce. I got the sauce. Nigga, I got the sauce. I got the sauce. I got the juice. Watch. I got the juice. Watch.